All right, so today we're back with Gemstone again, and yeah, um, funny story. We actually do have a part one technically and stuff, but we're starting over because there was some interruption, something not just on her end, but my end as well. So to us, it's like part two. We're redoing this, but we got to talk about some really awesome stuff. But I'm kind of glad we honestly got to do like a quote unquote test interview and stuff like that because now I feel like I kind of got a good warm up and stuff. So,
Yeah.
so to those of you that don't know, this is Gemstone 888, super powerful energy practitioner. We went to the same energy school back in the day, Avatar Energy Master Institute, which is back, by the way. Link in the description, possibly. And yeah, Gemma is a phenomenal energy practitioner. She can do she's known for doing electrokinesis and orbing and stuff. Yeah, in my opinion, probably the most powerful female energy practitioners that I've personally seen. And also, yeah, and when it comes to electrokinesis, she's definitely like in top three, easy, hands down. And what she can do with the orbs, I've never seen anybody else do. It seems like she can just summon orbs and stuff like that. I don't know exactly how that process works, so we will probably get to ask her more about that later. So, Gemma, yeah, let's just start out with talking about electrokinesis. Gemma, how exactly do you do electrokinesis? And could you educate the audience about how electrokinesis works a little bit?
I feel the emotions and the static with electric, and I hone in on it, and then just kind of squeeze or tell it, and I try and direct it, and I just play with it basically. I just play. I have fun with electricity. I try to avoid playing with things like phones, mains lights. Certain things, you don't want to break because you do it so many times and things can break. Like, yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned earlier that you practice Falun Gong and stuff like that. I've
yes.
spoken to someone who did Falun Gong and like they became like super energetically sensitive and stuff like that, and they were like breaking like phones like left and right and stuff like that. So
Yes.
that really reminded me of that story. Yeah. So like, do you have a hard time with like owning electric devices and
I
electronics in
can
general, or?
do. I can. It's impossible for me to wear a watch. I totally give up on
Oh,
watches.
really?
No matter what type of watch it is, watches do not like. I gotta directly look at a clock because I cannot wear a watch. They just don't work. Even the lifetime batteries, I can give them like a month, and they won't work. I think no type of
Wow.
watch
What
ever
about like?
works.
Gotcha. Gemma, so like, can you like charge stuff with your energy? Like, how,
Yes,
can you
yes,
do that
yes.
or?
Yeah, yeah, charging stuff and giving energy or taking energy, same type of thing. Same as
Mhm.
healing, channeling the light, same type of thing. It's all linked. It's all linked.
Wow, okay, okay, interesting. Yeah, so fascinating. Yeah, like, I have a little bit of success with electrokinesis, but I was telling Gemma earlier that, when I stare at like for me, when like I'm known for doing side wheels and stuff like that, and with a side wheel, you can look at a paper and it'll eventually move if you put enough attention to it. But like, for me with my technique, it's like it was hard for me to get into electrokinesis because when I stare at the light bulb like too much, it's like, oh, I'm getting migraines, like so I never really messed with
Yeah.
electrokinesis for that reason. But what I started having success when I started to like feel more magnetic, my hands magnetism became stronger and stuff like that. That's when I started to have more success with
Yeah.
electrokinesis. um so that's just my personal experience. But Gemma, do you personally like like I'm sure your hands are like super sensitive and stuff like that as well.
They can be. They can.
Like when you cup your hands like this and stuff like that, like is your like magnetism and vibration super like intense or?
It depends on the day. I find it depends on the day. I'm like if I've been out in nature all day, I'm charged, like it's supercharged,
Oh, okay.
especially barefooted and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it can depend, and directing it's different to having it like undirected as well. Because I notice that sometimes when I don't meditate, my energy can be a bit more scattered than when I do, and I can center myself and direct the energy a lot better. That that works. That works pretty well.
Okay, okay. Gemma, you were telling me earlier that you had like Kundalini experiences and stuff like that. I don't know if you know how well you know Chris Fazio, but Chris Fazio is also a very well-known electrokinesis guy in our industry. And he was telling me that, he would like visualize energy coming from like the spine and like kind of like the how Kundalini works and bring it all the way up to his head and stuff like that. And then he projects. Do you think something like that could work for you as well? And maybe you're perhaps like, you're not intentionally doing that, but like maybe on a spiritual level, maybe that's perhaps happening in the body if you.
Oh, meditation. It won't work if your energy's not right. Meditation is a great way to fill up your chakras and to fill up energy, whether you're outside, inside, using a candle, that type of jazz. So your energy's got to be, there's no point in doing it with depleted energy because you're just going to make it worse.
Oh
That makes
yeah, yeah.
that makes sense. Like your energy's got to be right for it, otherwise it's just no point. But meditating helps with that massively. Like
Nice.
meditating's always good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So is that pretty much like, mostly what you do as far as like, cultivating and raising energy? Do you spend most of your uh like, before you do your electrokinesis demos and stuff like that, do you just charge up your energy by meditation and then go on with.
I'll notice meditation. Sometimes what I notice as well with electrokinesis, if it's random, that it's my higher self like wanting to make a bit of contact. So it'll like do something with the light and I go, oh, I've got a visitor, like, and it'll make me then more aware of the other side of what's going on, like, and whether it's me doing it directly for a purpose, if that makes sense, like directing it, or whether it's the other side wanting to make contact and then getting my attention. Does that make any
Nice.
sense, Ken? That's
Oh no,
basically how I work.
yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Is there any like, other tips or advice that you can give to anybody who wants to get good at electrokinesis and stuff like that?
Um, get out in nature and get as much sunlight into you as you can. And I
Mm,
find as well that when I'm working with any type of light, organ or anything, oh, I think it's called the algae. It's the green algae. I want to say citronella, but it's not citronella. It's something else. So it's like green algae, but you're eating the chlorophyll, so it's taking in the light a lot, which is keeping your energy really high. It keeps your energy really high. And shilajit, I'll plug shilajit as well because shilajit resin is amazing to have in tea, like a little bit, like a drop. I buy the drop, so I just chuck a drop or two in some hot water and have that. But
mhm.
it's like a constant detox. So like, and keeping your chlorophyll up because they're trying to block out the sun all the time. So it's important to get like chlorophyll into you for your light body.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Um, you mentioned earlier to me that you also got really good at triggering lightning with electrokinesis and stuff like that. Could you share your experience with that a little bit as well?
Yeah, yeah. I figured lightning a couple of times. The first couple of times that I tried it, I was off. It didn't work so great. It did work second time. It worked, but the when I practiced it when I come home, I was at the waterfall all day. It was about, I don't know, I think it was like the end of last summer, beginning of the autumn last year. I was in the waterfall all day, and me and a friend of mine, we had a great time at the waterfall. It was lovely, me and the kids and that. And it was very littered, and we had a great day there. And we asked there was some chaps there that was having barbecue behind the waterfall. And anyway, we asked them for a black bag. We picked up all the litter and took it back. And I could just feel it in the air, like the gratefulness that we've just tidied up a lovely place. We didn't have to. We lugged two girls, lugged this big, massive black bag full of everyone else's stuff up the thing. And I just felt like, I know, like there was an overwhelming feeling of gratitude coming from like the ether or the nothingness. So I thought, oh, playtime. I would see like lights in the sky, and I thought, right, okay, it's trigger time. I can feel it. You can feel the electricity in the air that you want to connect. So I thought, right, okay, then. So I started, sometimes I do the buzzing. Like I turn the sound off on a lot of my videos when I'm playing with like aerokinesis or anything like that. I turn the sound off sometimes because I put like music on top or whatever. And doing the buzz or the like a be like with the breath or like the vibration really helps to hone in on the feeling of like where to shoot or where you're gonna direct, where like you're gonna give it like 1, 2, and like interact like with nature. It's a force, really. It's the elements. So you're interacting with the elements, and it can be quite fun. It's a rush when it works. It's a real rush. Like, and I've even after I was doing it the once, I felt like I thought, right, treat it like a light switch. So sometimes what I do, I call it the grab. Like a kind of like you grab and you like squeeze the energy, if that
Mhm,
makes sense. So that's what I do. So
mhm,
I'll feel it,
mhm.
and you feel like a prickly. I can feel like prickliness on the end, so I'll feel it and direct, and then squeeze or grab or point. Sometimes it's like 1, 2, and trigger. So you'll have the trigger finger and the squeeze. And I was doing the like right at the end of the one of them. I thought I can't feel it. I was doing the squeeze, and I thought I can't feel it. Like I sometimes you can feel it. You can feel it there. I thought I
Mm.
can't feel it. So I went like this. I went, oh, it just goes at the end of my finger. It's like that's class. That was class. That was class.
Wow. Yeah, yeah,
It's just
very,
felt class.
very, very cool. Yeah, yeah. That's sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I could do something like that. I've always wanted to like, because like aerokinesis and like atmokinesis and stuff like that, that's something that I, play with a lot, but haven't done a whole lot with, the thunder or the storms or lightning and things
Yeah.
like that. That's something that I definitely want to play with more. So that'd be really fun. Yeah. Um, Gemma, so you're also very known for orbing and stuff like that. Earlier, you were telling me that you can perhaps like, like send people messages and things like that if you use the orbs and stuff like that. Could you tell me about that a little bit again? Like how orbing works and it's like, potential practical use in, real life situations and things like that.
Yeah, so Auburn, I've been practicing doing tests with orbs now for over a decade. Like it's been, I don't know, 10, 15 years with orbs, and I've witnessed, experienced some amazing, amazing things. It's been everything from euphoric experiences, snapping pictures and like having the most amazing shapes and things show up to like whole scenes in circles to like deceased loved ones, pets, to then directing the orbs out of myself and then shooting them into the like atmosphere. I would call that more of like a um thought projection. It was weird because what was happening when I was in meditation, try to keep my voice down. I was in meditation and you sometimes get pictures in meditation. I don't think sometimes people talk about what happens in meditation enough because you just think people are just sat there thinking of nothing. And they can be incredible. You can have the most incredible experiences and downloads and uploads and feelings just through sitting there in meditation. And it can be incredible. But yeah, um, sending thought projections like into the future or back to the past via thoughts, so like with pictures and feelings, if that makes sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
orbs are a form of light travel for me. um I don't quite know how they work. I do know there's normally there's like a cell membrane or something around there that must be keeping this light energy inwards somehow. But personally, I think that these are maybe Merkabahs or something because I know that I use my Merkabah when I'm like sleeping or meditating and doing these things. And if like a triangle is spinning upwards and downwards, surely that would, like, if it was going really fast, would make a circle. Like, so I think somehow it's linked to the Tibetan or the Buddhist teachings about the Merkaba and everything else. That's my take on it. Whether I'm right, I don't know.
God,
But
yeah.
I love orbs, and I really do. And light beings, it's not just orbs, it's light beings, because they are beings made of light. It's
Yeah.
not just there's all sorts, yeah, it's a lovely rabbit hole to go down the organ one is. I recommend it. Except for the
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
say dust. People go,
Yeah,
oh, it's
yeah,
dust. I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay."
yeah, yeah, definitely. Gemma, last time you told me a very incredible story about lucid dreaming and stuff like that, and how you burnt your throat in the lucid dream and stuff like that. Could
That was
you tell me about, like, or have you had any more, like, incredible experiences with lucid dreaming since then? And do you also still practice, like, the how to induce a lucid dream, like the dream journaling, and, like, the what's the other one?
like the
The
dream
alarm,
alarm.
the
Yeah,
alarm throughout
I
the day and
do.
things like that. Do you still practice those things, or?
I do. I do. My alarm goes off all of the time in the daytime because, like, I never know what day it is, right? I never know what day it is. I never know what time it is. I don't wear a watch because I can't wear a watch because they don't work. So I don't ever wear a watch. So I'm always asking people, what's the time and what's the day? And I always know that I'm dreaming when I'm awake because I keep my
Yeah.
reminder on my phone. On my phone, when my alarm goes off, is I am dreaming first off, and then I don't know, pick up kids. I am dreaming, pick up the kids. I'm dreaming, do that. Remember to do that, but remember you're dreaming. So I keep waking up on the lucid dream realms all the time. And they know who I am, and I'm helping other people in the dream realms now. I'm just, yeah, everyone knows where I am, where I'm from, and I'm bilocating in dream time a lot as well. Yeah, I don't mention it so much, but bilocation is happening quite a lot in dream time, and I'm asking people what time it is in the dream, and they're telling me, and I'm not changing dimensions, I'm not falling anywhere. And they go, "Oh, I know you. You're Gemma from so and so so and so." They like, yeah, my dream time's getting quite crazy. And my journaling, yeah, I've been journaling, dream journaling now for the past 4 years, since about 2019, beginning of 2020. And I recommend dream journaling and journaling, like, even if you don't dream, start detoxing, um, start being grateful. So start writing a gratitude journal. And then before you go into bed, just, chill. Remember, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. Get yourself to that lucid space and just, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't believe a friend of mine had never had a flying dream the other day in her entire life. And I was gobsmacked. I was like, "What?" But she said, "No, I've never had a flying dream." And I didn't know that people were not having dreams like that these days. I know some people don't dream. I go through patches of about 6 months, I'll have a dreaming phase, and then another 6 months, I won't have a dreaming phase, and then it'll come back, and I'll have a really intense phase, and then it'll go. Um, but I don't really think about those people that haven't had these lovely experiences, because some of them are really, really nice,
Mhm.
like freeing, almost like healing, like when you meet a deceased loved one on the dream realms and astral realms, and it's a really, you feel it, the love of the connection, like it's really real, like you've just like gone, spoke to them, had this lovely meeting, and they're gone, and you woke up and you're like, wow, oh my god. Because I really do believe now, after all my years of these lucid dreaming, that they are those realms, and they do cross over, and they are real, more realer than we'll ever know. We're meant to believe that it's not real, and I really do think that it's real. They even give me signs. They'll say to me in the dream realm, they'll say, "Oh, you'll know it's real in the morning." They just say to me before I wake up in the day. I wake up and I'll have a sign, or I've been dreaming about the sea, for example. I had a lovely dream the once about this blue-green sea. It was elephants swimming. I was flying above the sea. It's beautiful. And there was a person there on the side of the, like, I don't know, sea front thingy, wherever it was. I was talking to at the time before I woke up, and they said, "Oh, you'll remember this in the morning and you'll know it's real." And I woke up and there was a little anchor that I hadn't seen before by my bedroom door. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is my sign." And I get this all the time. And then I even get signs of other people coming to me in my dreams. And then the next morning I'm waking up and they're messaging me or sending me something or something. And I said, "I knew a few phrases. That's weird. I just dreamt about you last night." And they said, "Oh my God, this and that's happened." And we have this long conversation then about their dream time, which is it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting
Yeah,
if you
yeah. Can we, I remember like in the Avatar forum days, like, I remember that reminded me of something that I remember people sharing stories about, like, having like uh, like sharing a dream, essentially. Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah.
dream
Very
sharing,
fascinating.
yes. It's freaky, but it's cool freaky. Like
Yeah.
it's my mind. Like Source blows my mind. I love Source. I love Creator. I love Source. It just blows my mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think it's possible to download information in the lucid dream and, like, like, say you want to, I don't know,
Yes.
um yeah, 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 like, is it possible to bring information
Yes.
back, like, how to raise your energy more
Yes.
efficiently, or,
Yes, I get taught. I teach myself. My higher self teaches me in dream time, and I write it down as I write down. If I dream, I write down or voice record because sometimes when you wake up and you've been lucid, it's really heavy and I can't see and I can't think, and I pick up the voice recorder on my phone and I'm just like rah 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 rah. Obviously, because I know I need to remember every single detail as much as I can from start to finish because the gold that is in those details is incredible. It can be anything from how your like subconscious mind and everything's working to it's sending you messages to what's going to happen in like real time. The knowledge that you gain from doing a dream diary and writing as much as you can, and not only the knowledge, the visualization. So it really, because you're dreaming, you're having these visuals. So when you're reading it back, when you're closing your eyes or you're listening to it back, it's like you're there again. So I think it like is good for dream recall and recapping. Like it's good. It's very good for your mind. Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
Nice, nice, very cool. Gemma, you currently are an Etsy seller and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I will put Gemma's store link in the description below. Um, you have that. What do you call that pyramid thing? What do you call that again?
Copper pyramid or organite. The top, the capstone going here is organite. So that is what you call organite, which is basically an energy like transforming machine. So it takes in the bad energy and then transfers it into good energy. How about that?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
simple, really simple explanation. But yeah, and the copper part. So I sleep under a copper pyramid, and I also meditate under them sometimes. The copper, because I believe, or I know, my research have shown me that we are bioelectric, so we're biomagnetic, we're electric and we're magnetic, and we interact. And our rubber soled shoes, there's dirty electric atmosphere everywhere. It's not clean, it's not nice ether, it's like dirty ether because they're making it really toxic. The environment that we live in, it's not a nice toxic environment, it's not very good like energetically, if that makes sense. So having all gone around and meditating inside it, definitely. What I find when I meditate inside an organite pyramid, like I'm inside the copper pyramid and the organs on top, because I've been meditating for quite some time now, and I can take my consciousness like on different journeys wherever, basically. I can, when I'm working with a pyramid, I notice the draw of energy upwards. Like I notice the draw, and normally if I'm outside a pyramid, I meditate. I do my grounding, and then I work the energy from the top down. Like that would be my way. Bringing it all down, unless I'm specifically working with the lower chakra for whatever reason. But when I'm in a pyramid, when I'm in a pyramid, I notice I want to work the opposite direction. So I want to work from, it's like a natural process. I want to work from that bottom chakra. I want to do the other way around. So it's like I want to take that energy up for some reason. And when I meditate and I'm aware of my consciousness and different things, I find it easier to get up to the higher dimensions, if that makes sense, to like raise the frequency up quicker. Because yeah, there's ways of moving your energy around and ejecting out of body potentially. That's basically
Wow.
what
Do
it
you have
can
any
express.
yeah, yeah. Do you have any experiences with projecting out a body at will?
Yeah, yeah, I can do it. Another thing what I can do, what I've noticed, is what I call following the sound. So when I'm getting really, really relaxed, mainly at night time, and I'm controlling my breath or whatever, just before I'm going to sleep, I can like follow the pitch. I can hear a pitch and I can follow the pitch and then my consciousness out with that pitch. So it goes, for instance, it goes like, and then like, oh, I'm out. It's really weird. It's yeah,
Oh,
it's
fascinating.
really weird how it works.
That I mean, I wonder if that's like, like you listen to your own like brainwave almost and stuff, and maybe going into like that gamma wave or whatever frequency you need to tune into in order to
Yeah.
allow yourself to go into like that's kind of what the intuition
It's
told my intuition
totally
told me.
going inwards. It's totally going inwards. What I find,
Yeah.
I want to mention this technique. What I mentioned to you earlier. I don't think we was recording. I want to mention this about like when I meditate and stuff, or when when I'm meditating and that. I can't even remember what it is now. I said I want to mention it. Oh yeah, the heartbeat. That was it. So yeah. So when you control your breath or whatever, you're controlling your mind. So your breath controls your mind. But when then, like, you really want to connect your mind with your heart because you want to be in your heart space, you want to be in the space of feeling and love, and that's where you want to be in your heart. But and the magnetism, but you've got to like. So I'll take for instance, a long, slow, deep breath in, exhale in, and I'll hold it then at the top. And when I'm holding my breath, so I'll hold it in, but I'm feeling my heartbeat. So I'll start feeling the magnetism and the push and the pull of the energies. And I'll do it until I can't feel it no more. And then slowly control and release it out. And then try to get it so you can like release and hold that out breath. As soon as you start doing this, it can only be for a minute or two. The magnetism that you start feeling in your aura from your heart, you can literally, I can literally feel, and I'm sure you can if you practice this, is that you can literally kind of feel those heartbeats because you're controlling your breath. You're literally stopping it. So you communicate with your heart. You can feel it, like the field gets stronger and bigger and interact with that. So that's controlling. That's when you hold your breath, feel your heart. So hold your breath and feel your heart. So yeah, I want to just whap that in there.
Yeah, that's great advice. Jim, so sorry. Is it okay if I go to the bathroom real quick?
Yes,
Yeah, I've been holding it for a
of
while.
course, yeah.
Sorry about
Yours.
All right, I'm
Nice
back.
symbols going for you, Ken.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's really awesome that singing bowl. Since you have that out, do you mind like showing the audience again the singing bowl? And like actually, I don't actually know what the benefit of the technically what the benefit of the singing bowl is. Like, could
It's
you
a
describe what?
it's frequency. It's frequency based. So it's giving off a specific frequency, for example, so it tunes in your chakra points because your chakras are specific frequencies in your body. You know, everything's specific frequencies. So singing bowls, they help tune
Mhm.
in your frequency a lot better. Yeah, you should feel a singing bowl. You need to go and have some sound healing, Ken. You'll love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's unlike just like playing like like a regular YouTube video or something like that. Yeah, I should probably
Yeah, go
go
and have a
see a
proper site. Go and
professional.
feel. You've got to feel it, Ken. Go and feel it. Go and get a proper one somewhere. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would like to do that. Speaking of that, Gemma, what is your goal as a spiritual, I mean, you mentioned to me earlier that you want to like, start teaching and stuff like that. What is your vision as a teacher and stuff? Do you want to reach like, as many people as possible? Do you have like a specific number in mind? Um, or you're just gonna, do it and just see how it goes, or do you not have any goals in mind?
I've got goals, personal goal. I don't really want to share too many of my goals on you, Ken, if I'm honest, but I just
Gotcha.
want to help
Okay.
bring heaven on earth. I just want to change this place for our kids' generation. That's all I want to do, whether it be quietly or publicly, whatever it is, things need to change. I believe so. It's happening. It's happening for the better. It's happening. It's definitely
Hmm.
happening. But yeah, I believe my job is to just um share energy knowledge, share what I can do and help the next generation in themselves. I think because
Yeah.
sometimes, it's important. It's important for that purpose, really.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Speaking of the next generation, Gemma, obviously when we turn on the news and when we, turn on social media and stuff, there's a lot of negativity out there and stuff like that. Where do you think our world's headed to right now? Do you think it's headed for something better and greater, or do you think that you know, uh, there's the world's going in not in a not so good direction? What is your opinion about the future?
I I like to think that the future's going to be bright myself. I think things are becoming so obvious that they can't keep things hidden no longer. I mean, come
Yeah,
on, it's getting to the point where it's looking pretty silly to be normal. 'Cause,
yeah,
I don't know, I'd rather be a tinfoil hatter and a crazy person than be a normal person saying
yeah.
yes and no
Well,
to three
yeah,
but
and
people,
right, and you
you
said
know?
it best. Like, no, it's like we're coming to the point where no longer the crazy person with a tinfoil hat is crazy anymore. Like, it's like almost so many people are waking up and realizing this.
Welcome to the madhouse, Ted. Welcome to the madhouse. That's what it says. Welcome to the
Yeah,
madhouse.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So,
I mean, it's no longer crazy anymore. It's like that's
oh,
like, like and even like, with some people, it's like that's like the cool, it's cool to be spiritual now and stuff like that. And
I
so,
can't believe it. I thought
yeah,
for months, years I've got laughed at and laughed
yeah,
at and
no,
laughed
yeah,
at. I just can't even believe like it's been going on for so long. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to create reality now. I do. I like to shift consciousness, play with consciousness, shift consciousness, and interact with the matrix as best I can to break it. To be
break
honest,
it.
break
Yeah,
it with love.
yeah, that definitely
Break
break
it
the
with total
matrix.
love. That's the real peace sign, by the way, not that separation peace. Separation peace.
Nice,
Just
nice.
saying.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I have no doubt about it, Gemma. You're incredibly powerful. You're, very kind-hearted and, you always have good intentions. So I have no doubt that you'll be one of the people that are gonna be quote unquote breaking the matrix. And I think you're going to be, playing the really pivotal role in like, creating the massive shift in the world and stuff like that. I really think we all are. I think, guys
We
like me.
all collective effort. It's definitely a
Mhm.
collective, like a round table effort. 100%. We're all
Yeah.
involved. There's no one better than anybody else. No one.
Mhm, mhm.
This is like, come on, we're this is a collective thing. Otherwise, it's not going to work. This is why we got to
Yeah.
work together. Power to the people, not people in the power. You know. So yeah.
Yeah. No, well said. Like what did you just say? Not the power to the uh
Yeah, power to the people, not the people in the power.
yes, that I love that quote. That's yeah, man, you couldn't have described it better. That's gonna be the thumbnail, by the way. Like, the quote on. I like to put a quote on, in my thumbnail. That's gonna be it. That was You nailed it, Gemma. That was
Thanks, Ken.
super. That
Thank
was
you.
super
Namaste.
epic. Yeah,
Namaste, bro.
so awesome. Oh man, I'm getting goosebumps. That was an awesome quote. Um, so yeah, Gemma, looks like we've been going on for about 36 minutes. There's like, some, we, like, as I mentioned, we did have a previous, technically a part one, and there's definitely a few certain parts that I will cut out from the interview that I want to share, because we talked about some really good stuff there as well. Gemma, is there anything that you would like to share to the audience? Any advice? Because majority of my audience is like, embarking on a spiritual journey right now and stuff. And
Okay.
any advice that you would
Okay.
like to
I
give to
got some
people?
advice, right? Spiritual journey, yeah, you might think so cool. It's all sometimes it's not cool, sometimes it's really hard, sometimes it's really dark, sometimes it's really freaking lonely.
Yeah,
Um,
well,
but nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever, and use it to transform yourself. Like use your pain. Your pain is your power. Your pain can be your power if you let it, if you grind through, if you warrior mindset, Um, don't give up. Don't get scared. Like use your guides. Ask for higher help. Ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. That's one thing I've learned. I ask God for a lot. I'm like talking to God all the time. I even tell God off, believe it or not. I tell Source off sometimes. I'm like, come on now, Source. I had having this, or and then the wind kicks up. But have those conversations and feel a little bit silly, because if you're not playing, it's just not fun, is it? I think
yeah,
stay childlike, stay playful. Like fear isn't real; it's false evidence appearing real a lot of the time. And I think in this dimension, only love is real. And remember that. Remember that. Keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing.
yeah, yeah,
Just keep breathing. Deep breaths.
yeah.
I find myself breathing like that a lot. Just like
Nice.
take a breath.
Gemma, Gemma, I want to close with this. Without
Right.
talking about this, I think yeah, I really want to talk about this because it's in my heart right now, and it's a
Okay.
word that you often use, and you just said it, warrior. Gemma, what does it mean? Because you use this word often and stuff, and I love this word as well, because like I'm from Japan and stuff, and my ancestors are samurais and stuff, and like I've done martial arts my whole life. Gemma, what does it mean for you to be a warrior? Because I consider you like a spiritual warrior and stuff, and
I
I
feel
appreciate
like
it as well.
I feel like I've done past lives um as warriors, but for me what it means is my life. I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't a fighter, if I wasn't a warrior, and if I didn't like grind my own shit and go in my own path. I wouldn't be here. I didn't follow anyone's path. I didn't listen. I done everything the hard way. I didn't listen to anyone. I've had to say sorry a lot of times in my life, but guess what? I say sorry. Big deal. Everyone messes up, I'm not the most perfect person, and whatever, but warrior mindset is warrior blood, because like we're a dying breed as far as I'm concerned. There's too many namby pambies that don't speak the truth, that want to lie, that want to like lie and cheat. And it takes freaking guts to speak the truth. It's not easy. Don't think it's not easy when you don't want to say nothing, or you're trying to like, not hurt their feelings, and you're thinking, right, but I really got to get this out, because this is in me not saying this, because like I live by this shit. So um yeah, becoming the warrior is like, those hard times, those painful times where you just want to give up, and you fucking giving God shit because you're feeling sorry for yourself or whatever. And you're just like, and then I just remind myself, no, I'm warrior. I'm warrior born. I'm what, I got to do this. I just a change in mindset, just let it out. And I'm having a word with myself, I'm being disciplined, really disciplined, because sometimes you don't want to do the things you're doing or give up. Sometimes you get these higher messages that you've got to give up this stuff, or you've got to dip yourself in this water, or you've got to do it, and you don't want to do it. But then you think, oh, actually, it's not so bad. And you get your discipline in, and you end up doing it. And you're thinking, actually, I'm glad if I can listen to myself then. Because that source, that higher source is you. It's your higher self. I find myself talking to myself a lot. So I'll go into deep meditation, and I'll ask myself questions. I'll say, right then, I'll say like, I'm making a choice. I want to see my highest timeline. I want to be a part of my highest timeline. I want to be aligned with my highest version of myself. And anything that's in my way, I want it cleared out the way, please. And that's coming from my free will. That's like me, So I find myself talking to myself a lot and doing things that maybe, I don't know, we're taught over here in the West not to do. We're taught not to talk to ourselves, not to do this and that. And I find that makes me live a lot better. Does that make sense? And like, it helps me a lot. So that's what I just do. I ain't gonna worry what other people think anymore. I'm too old for that shit. And I noticed I ain't gonna change. I'm just learning more and more about myself all the time. Yeah, warrior mindset's important for me. And I think because I learned martial arts as a youngster quite early, and I adapted the whole aspect of it. I felt like I'd done it all before. It was really come natural to me. And I think I was only about like, I don't know, 13, 14, I think. And I was a brown belt, and I could have been a black belt easy. They said like I could have done it. Like I had the discipline. I was going 2, 3 times a week, something like that. I can't remember. But I had to wait till I was 16 because of certain rules and all that. And I thought, oh, you get sidetracked. And I was only young at the time, and I got sidetracked. But that discipline and that I've always wanted to own a sword. And I've got a friend in Glastonbury called Tatonka, and she's a shaman. She adapts the white buffalo medicine woman. That's her name, Tatonka, white hawk. She's a buffalo woman, but she's got a sword, and she's a peaceful warrior, but she also embodies the Sikh Braham Kavash. I don't know if you know about that. There's a Sikh prayer, Braham Kavash, and they're the peaceful warriors. So they're the warriors of light, and they've got a Braham Kavash as a certain prayer that they use to abolish certain things. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but she has a sword, and it's the holy fire basically. So you're working with the holy fire, and you've got to release the holy fire, which also reminds me of the Kundalini actually, which is another version of like that type of thing. But yeah, you've got to release it with a sword. And because I was doing this prayer, Braham Kavash, so often, once, twice a day, because you can do it like 30 odd repetitions. But what you're doing basically is building up the fire, the electricity. Fire is a very electric feeling. You've got to release it in the name of Braham Kavash, like say once a week if you're doing it onto a watermelon with a knife or something. Because what I found was happening was like there was a lot of accidents that'll start happening because the energy is too high, like around you and stuff, and it needs to be released. So that's one thing. But yeah, warrior mindsets. Being a warrior's got me through this lifetime, actually. That's how
awesome.
I feel.
Yeah. I mean, you have a Celtic, ancestry
Yeah.
and stuff. And yeah, like, I love watching like the medieval shows and stuff. And I'm half Japanese, half like British actually. And like, yeah, like my ancestors are, probably like where you're from as well. And Majali is like a British name and stuff. And yeah, it's just I think you and I have a very similar mindset in that we have like a very warrior spirit within us. And yeah, it's just yeah, it's just really beautiful. Yeah, and
Come and visit
I
the
think
UK, Ken. Come over here. Everyone else have come over here for a week. You may
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
no, for sure, for sure. I would definitely like to. Yeah, we got to definitely meet and you know, yeah, person in real life for sure. So yeah, that's definitely 100% on my bucket list for sure. There's
That'd be
tons of
cool.
people
It'd
that I
be
want to meet in
cool.
the UK. So yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Well, Gemma, yeah, thank you once again so much for your time today. I mean, it's been like, you know, like a I don't even know, like it's been over, you know, for the audience, it might be 45 minutes and 20 whatever seconds, but like, you know, it's been like a long day for me. You know, I've done so many interviews today, and it's been for us, it's been like over 2 hours, I think.
Yeah,
So,
it's
you know,
fine.
thank you so much for coming on and you know, putting in the
Thank
effort.
you very
Gemma,
much.
I just want to say, Gemma, I have no doubt that you'll succeed as a teacher and as a whatever you apply yourself to. You're a very strong-willed person, and you know, your energy is extremely high. So I've no doubt that you know, you'll be successful and stuff like that. So I will put Gemma's Etsy link in the link below, and also Gemma's YouTube channel. Is there any other social media links or anything like that that you would like me to share?
No, not really. Just Etsy would be cool, and I sort of think, well, whatever. I could put a couple underneath if you wanted, whatever. But I don't really post a lot. My YouTube's the main one that I want to work on now.
Yeah.
YouTube. I might drop a bit on TikTok here and there, but yeah. But my Etsy is just selling. I gotta remember to sell my stuff, and I'll make it. Keep it. So yeah, I've got to upload more. I'm making and not uploading, so that's what I'm going to do. But it's been really, really lovely to catch up with you, Ken, and hopefully we shall do it again soon. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
good.
definitely.
Really nice.
Anytime. So, okay. Well, thank you so much, Gemma. And
Namaste,
yeah, thank
Ken.
you guys for
Namaste.
watching. And yeah,
Yes,
namaste
thank
to
you.
you. Yeah.
Take care. Bye.